Hi, welcome to Yoga on the Inside.
We're so happy you're here and joining us for practice today. So to get started, sit up on a bolster or a couple of blankets and take a simple seat. Rest your hands on your thighs, close your eyes from top to bottom, and turn your awareness in. And as you sit here for the first few moments of this practice, take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Allow your lips to be soft. Let your shoulders go down your back. And press through your sitting bones to lift your chest any amount. Gently open your eyes, and let's begin the practice. Double bolster. So you're going to start with 2 bolsters, and you're going to make them parallel to one another with about 5 or 6 inches of space between the bolsters. And then you're going to lie down on the bolster that's closest to you, but you're going to start on your top shoulder. And you're going to slide your body over that bolster until your shoulders come into the space between the 2 bolsters. Then you're going to take that top bolster and angle it up so it grabs the tops of your shoulders. Your arms come out to the sides, and you simply slide your heels out so that your legs are straight, and then let your feet roll out. So take a moment to settle. The bolster under your chest is rather strong, and it makes the curve of your spine, the back bend of your spine, even, giving you a nice lift of your chest as well as a stretch across your front body, your upper chest, your armpit chest, and even a stretch all the way through your arms to your fingertips. The body does not work in double bolster, but instead receives. You allow the props to hold you up, to bring your body into a shape of openness. And double bolster is so helpful for so many of us who work at a desk or who are on our phones for work, those of us who have children, even sitting on furniture and driving cars. All of those things bring our body into a state of forward motion, of rounding forward. And so just the simple practice of double bolster allows us to counteract that forward rounding motion and allows us to bring a more open sense of confidence to our upper back and chest. So many of us are plagued by lower back pain. And as we move through the years, as we get older, this back pain can become extremely difficult to deal with on a daily basis. So when we take the time to open our chest, to open our shoulders, to open our hearts, we have the opportunity to move away from that pain, And this is such a gift, but it takes practice and dedication and commitment. And it also takes us being willing to tolerate some of our own pain in the postures. For many years, I had lower back pain in this pose double bolster because my chest was so closed. And when I went to open it, even though this was a very soft pose, that pressure went into my lower back. If you can tolerate this, your life will change from this pose. Mine certainly did. And just like that, one day, I was pain-free, but it took a couple of years of opening my chest in different ways. If the sensation in your lower back is beyond your threshold, you can simply bend your knees for the last minute of this pose. This will bring relief to your low back. And then very slowly bend your knees and put your feet on the floor. Roll to your right side, and as you roll, push that bolster out from underneath you. Rest your head on the top bolster. And then keeping your head heavy, turn downwards to come upwards. And come out of the pose. Cross bolster, or a variation of Setubandha Sarvangasana. So you're going to start with a belt and 2 bolsters. You're going to take the bolsters. The first one goes horizontal on your mat, right in the center. And then you're going to cross the second bolster over top of that. Then take a seat on the edge of the bolster and place the belt around both of your legs. And you're taking the belt to your shins, but it's the widest part of your shins. So it's actually closer to your knees than your ankles. And then you're going to lie down on that bolster. And instead of picking yourself up to go back, you're going to drag yourself so you can hold on to that bolster. Drag your body back until your shoulders come firmly on the floor. You may need to do an extra little push with your feet to get your shoulders really firm. And then you'll slowly straighten your legs. Shoulders are firm on the floor. Arms come down to your sides with your palms facing up. And your toes point straight up to the ceiling. So in this variation of Setubandha Sarvangasana, the belt holds your legs in place. The belt holds your legs together. So there is effort in the legs, but it's very minimal. Some of you will find, depending on your body proportions, that your knees are slightly bent. That's okay. Over time, they will start to straighten a little bit more as you begin to open and stretch your front body. Your chest is held open by the bolsters. And there's a real calming effect that comes with Setubandha Sarvangasana. It stretches the organs. It tones the entire body. It provides a gentle squeeze to the thyroid and allows for extension of the back of your neck. So if you haven't already, please close your eyes and turn your attention inside. There are many reasons that one would practice Setubandha Sarvangasana, and there are so many variations that you can't even count them. But they can really bring calm and cool to the body and the mind. So if you're feeling your low back, I want to invite you to bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and then bring your hands to your upper buttocks and push your upper buttocks away, elongating your lower back. And then from there, you can gently straighten your legs again. There's such an opening of the front body that happens in this pose that sometimes it can bring pressure into the lower back. This is normal. And if you can tolerate it, you'll be so grateful and thankful that you did. This pose places an emphasis on the kidneys. And really giving a gentle squeeze to that area. And this is so beneficial as the kidneys are an organ of filtration. Yoga is so beautiful in that way that it really allows us to access deeper layers of our body that we can't see. Now very slowly bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and then cross your ankles. And when you cross your ankles, you'll loosen that belt from your shins and slide that belt off. And then very carefully and slowly, being aware that you're raised up on that height, roll off the bolsters and rest on your side. Just let go here for a few moments, allowing your back to settle. And then keeping your head heavy, turn downwards to come upwards. Coming all the way out of the pose. And come into simple cross legs and rest. Let that penetrate you. Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle pose. For this pose, you'll need a bolster, a blanket, and a belt. First, I want you to make a big loop with your belt and place it off to the side. And then take your bolster and set it vertically on your mat and fold one blanket for a pillow. Next, sit in front of the bolster and take that belt over your head so it's around your waist. And then join the soles of your feet together and take a moment and make sure that the soles of your feet are even. Your heels are even. They look similar, the mounds of your big toes, same. And then take that belt over the outer edges of your feet and adjust the belt so it's low on your back and so that that buckle of the belt is not touching your skin, but that it lives in space. And then arc your chest, lie back over the bolster. Take that pillow for your head. Make any necessary adjustments for comfort. And then take your hands down by your sides, palms face up. Now the general direction that your head is facing is slightly tilted downwards. So you may need to adjust the pillow or the blanket underneath your head so that your forehead skin moves towards your nose, towards your chin, towards your chest. And there's definitely a happy medium here. You don't want to overdo the lift of your head, otherwise your throat will get hard. But you also don't want your head to be moving backwards and stretching your throat. Otherwise, this can cause excitement in the body instead of a calming effect that we're looking for. Supta Baddha Konasana is a boon to women. It allows for the organs of the lower abdomen, the organs of reproduction, to be pulled downwards. It brings relief to the inner groins, inner thighs, and can be very relieving for menstrual cramps, very helpful throughout pregnancy, and overall beneficial for blood flow of the lower abdomen. So not only does it serve women, but men as well. Allow yourself to become still. We set the pose and we make all of our necessary adjustments to that pose. But after a certain time, we must find stillness in order to be able to receive the benefits of that pose. If we're constantly moving this way and that, we become distracted and unable to pick up on the frequency of the posture that is being generated in our bodies and minds. So as you stay here, allow your body to settle. Allow your arms to fall. armpit chest to follow and open. And then very slowly reach down and grab that buckle and loosen the buckle of the belt. And then bring your hands to your outer thighs and join your knees together, using your feet to take that belt off. Simply straighten your legs together and let your feet roll out to the sides for a variation of Shavasana, elevated on a bolster. So even though you moved and you brought action into your body to change the pose, can you drop back in to stillness? And efficiently settle your body down to receive. Let go of all tension in your legs. And then very slowly bend your knees. Put your feet on the floor wide and allow your knees to rest on one another. This can be very helpful if you have sensations in your lower back. It's also very calming. And then resting your knees together in this position, start to take your arms out to the sides more in line with your shoulders, so that you feel a gentle stretch in your armpit chest. And then see if you can raise them up a little bit higher. Moving slowly, mindfully. So that that chest stretch increases a little bit more. That the skin of your upper ribs starts to move out towards your armpits. But you're doing this in such a soft and subtle way that it allows you to stay calm, allows you to stay turned inside. And then see if you can bend your elbows to 90 degrees and take your arms up by your head, increasing that opening of the chest, armpit, chest, upper arms. Allowing the rest of your body to stay soft, relaxed. And here you can use your breath to breathe into your upper chest, to breathe into your armpit chest, your shoulders, your ribs. And now very slowly take your hands back down until you're comfortable to bend your elbows and place your hands on your ribs. Rest here for a moment. And then very slowly join your feet together and with your knees bent, roll to the right side and rest on your side. Coming all the way off that bolster, give yourself a moment here to relax. And then turn down to come up. To come all the way out of the pose. Take that belt off and sit in simple cross legs and receive. Setubandha Sarvangasana. For this pose, you're going to need 2 bolsters and a belt. So you're going to start by taking the bolsters and placing them vertically on your mat in a line so that they make one long bolster. This is going to support your entire body so that you're able to fully let go in this pose. You're going to sit on the middle of the bolsters, take your belt, and make a loop. And then you're going to place both feet, one at a time, in the belt. And you're just going to loosely belt your ankles. So you're not trying to make this belt tight, but you should have about 2 to 4 inches between your ankle bones. And just make sure that the belt buckle is not touching your skin. And then you're going to lie down so that your entire back, your neck, and even the back of your head is supported on the bolsters. And then you're going to slide your body back on those bolsters so that the skin of your upper body goes over your shoulders and down your back. This will help to hold your chest open. And to keep you in a position where your armpit chest feels free and your upper chest feels really much more open than your normal posture. Sometimes when I do this pose, oftentimes, I'll find I need to push just a little bit more so that my shoulders are firmly on the floor. The back of your head rests gently on the floor. And then because of the nature of the props, your sternum moves towards your chin. There's such an openness of your chest that it allows your chin and sternum to come closer to one another, which creates a squeezing of the front of your neck, which is really good for your thyroid. Be mindful to not press the back of your head. Be mindful to not grip the 2 sides of your throat. Let your legs go, let your feet go. Close your eyes and turn your attention inward. So this is a beautifully supportive, restorative variation of Setubandha Sarvangasana, which is a variation of shoulder stand. And whenever we practice shoulder stand or a variation of, we can tune ourselves into the nurturing qualities of these poses. Salamba Sarvangasana is often called the mother
pose of yoga because of those nurturing qualities, because you feel held, you feel supported. And when you come out of one of these types of poses, you feel better. So allow the props to hold your body open, to bring a gentle stretch to the abdomen, gentle opening to the rib cage, and a softening of your lower body. Those of you who have back pain when you start to open your chest or do any sort of backward bending motion may find that this variation of Settubandha Sarvangasana serves you really nicely. And this is because there's a little bit of space between the legs. We're not hard belting the ankles, but there's a little bit of room for your feet to be organic. And so this will relieve pressure from the low back. But you may still feel a little bit of sensation there. Don't be alarmed. This is normal. We are still opening the chest. And for those of us who have a rounded chest or do a lot of work sitting or driving, anytime we start to open the chest, the pressure gets pushed to the low back or the neck. So just a reminder that in yoga, there is pain that comes along this path to finding freedom in your body. And we have to be willing to turn and face that pain. In our normal lives, we oftentimes will run away from pain or avoid pain, but in yoga, it's a little bit different. Now, very slowly, I want you to take your feet out of the belt, so it should be loose enough to allow you to do that easily. Take your feet to either side of the bolster and rest your knees on one another. Make this effortless so that they're falling into one another, so that there's nothing in your legs holding your knees together. Simply rest here for a moment. And then very slowly turn to your right side. Come all the way off that bolster. Turn down to come up. And take a simple cross-legged seat. Place your palms on your thighs and rest. And now it's time for Shavasana. Today we're going to take Shavasana with a bolster underneath your knees. And this is really nice for the low back. So you'll start with a blanket for your head. You're going to fold it so that it's a thin blanket. It's just giving you comfort between your skull and the floor. And then set the bolster underneath your knees. And as you lie back, adjust the bolster so it's directly underneath your knees. And before you straighten your legs, lift your buttocks up, push your upper buttocks towards your heels, and then slowly straighten your legs, allowing that bolster to support behind your knees, while still keeping both heels on the ground. Make any adjustments to your head and neck, and then allow your arms to come down by your sides. Let go everywhere, let loose everywhere. Some days it feels like dropping into Shavasana is very easy. And other days it can feel like one of the hardest poses that we practice. So use this time to bring your awareness to softening, surrendering, letting go of the body, letting go of the mind, the thoughts. Just for this moment, followed by this moment, followed by this moment. Knowing that everything that you need to tend to is waiting for you after this Shavasana, that there's no need to put your attention there. It's coming for you. Put your attention on your surrender. Let go of your practice. Let go of the poses, the judgments, the successes, the failures. Let go of all of that. And in the words being spoken, it makes this process sound easy. But that is up to you. So as you lay here with your eyes closed, see if you can broaden your focus inside your mind. Allow your eyes to sink into the sockets and to move outward. And notice as you allow your eyes to move outward, your attention moves inward. Soften all the muscles of your face. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Separate your teeth and wet your lips. And allow yourself to feel free in your body, free in your mind. Making space and room for the energy of your practice to descend upon your being. The afterglow, allowing, inviting, opening to the beautiful benefits of the practice that you just did for yourself. Allow your mind and your body to soften to this energy. And then slowly bend your elbows and place your hands on your lower belly. And bend both knees into your chest and roll to your right side, resting on your side. Turn down to come all the way up and find a simple cross-legged seat. Join your palms together in front of your heart. Thank you so much for your practice today. Namaskar. Have a wonderful day.
I hope you loved that practice, and we look forward to seeing you again.
So subscribe if you're new, and remember to check out our online classes below.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.